Welcome back to the More Pittsburgh Please podcast. Today, we're recapping yesterday's game. I am Herbert. We're recapping yesterday's game of Steelers-Packers. Another L. Drops us to 1-3, 2 games behind out of all three teams who are in the lock for first place in the AFC North. Oh, man, there's a lot to get into, so let's get started. Final score was 27-17. I was trying to watch the game, and they had the Jets Titans overtime game, and during that time when it was on TV, Ben threw a touchdown to Deontay Johnson. It was nice. It was a ball that went over the corner's head. Only Deontay could catch it, and it was in the first quarter. After that, everything went downhill. So we had the lead in the first quarter. After going into the second quarter, Packers, they can't be stopped. Aaron Rodgers can't be stopped. Defense did all they could. I'm not blaming them for the loss. Rodgers drive down the field, scored. Steelers got the ball back. Ben fumbled on a sack. Packers got the ball back, drove down, scored a touchdown. So at this point, it's 14-7. So I believe, I'm not quite sure what happened after that. Let's do the drives real quick. Touchdown. So punt, touchdown, fumble, touchdown. And then we got the ball back. We drove 41 yards, 10 plays, kick field goal. And the Packers got the ball back, drove 76 yards and kicked field goal, which was originally blocked by Minka Fitzpatrick and a combination of Minka and Joe. Sorry about that. Then it was ruled offsides on Joe Hayden. So I don't understand why. Again, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Bear with me here. But it's bad. There's no way. Sorry if I sound a little sick. I've got allergies bad. Okay. So I'm going to try to show this. I'm not sure it'll pick it up. Yeah, it won't. Let me try this real quick. Sorry, I'm trying to get this on there, but I don't know if it's gonna let me. Aha! There we go. If I can learn how to do this again. Don't mind my recommended. I watch a lot of YouTube. Okay. So hopefully this doesn't get taken down for copyright. But let me extend it real quick. So Minka runs it back. And right now we go up 17-14. But there is a flag on the play. So offsides. And here's the offside call. How? The ball gets hiked and he runs. Hayden and Fitzpatrick, both of them are in there. But it's going to be really close, and I'm anxious to see. Total absolute horseshit. It's such a bad call. I got a really good shot from the high end zone, and I can say this to you. It always feels like they're offside if they get that snap and time it perfectly. It's difficult. How? Not a chance he's offsides. But if you watch Bradley start moving that ball as a center, it's like everybody's Not a chance. Absolute dog shit. And that really changed the whole game right there. If Pittsburgh gets in the end zone, the whole game changes. But they don't. So we go into half down 17-4 or 17-10. We came out after halftime. Green Bay got the ball back. Trying to find it. End of the second quarter. Green Bay gets the ball back. They kick a field goal. We punt. Green Bay scores a touchdown. Then we turn it over on downs with none other than a 4th and 4 call where Ben dumps it off to Najee on the right side, and Najee can't fight off 4 Packers defenders. So, after the turnover on downs, they fumbled it. It was nice. Chris Wormley forces the fumble. TJ Watt recovers. Then we punt. They punt. Then we turned it over on downs on a 4th and 5. Ben passed it to Juju over the middle, who was 3 yards short. Good effort by Juju trying to extend there. Turnover on downs, then from Green Bay. Then we drive down, score a touchdown. They punt, and then Ben throws an interception. And that's the end of the game. So, my thoughts on this game were, man, there's a lot of them. Ben missed a lot of passes to Juju. Juju had his man beat on several plays and just overthrew him. I mean, they're bad. Juju extended both his whole arms and still couldn't reach the damn ball. So, and there's still people out there blaming Juju for it, which is insane. Dude did all he could. I don't understand it. On top of all that, Ben has been playing like he looks 40. I love Roethlisberger. I love Ben so much. Childhood quarterback, watched him play ever since I was a Steelers fan. But it's time. It's time to yank him out. He's not good. He's hurting our offense more than helping. Our offense with Duck and Mason was better than what we have now, and we went Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. Man, put Mason in. Put Dwayne Haskins in. Give somebody else a shot. Ben is doing nothing but hurting our offense, and it's not going to get better. And if you're not going to put Dwayne or Mason in, tank. Man, get that. We need a quarterback. Either we get somebody in the draft or Aaron Rodgers. There was a clip of Rodgers. He tried to get. He had the Steelers with, I don't know if it was too many men on the field or what, or moving around and couldn't decide a defensive play. And Tomlin called a timeout, and Rodgers smiled at Tomlin, and Tomlin kind of gave him a little nod back, a smile. So there could be something brewing there, or we could just be doing what Steelers fans always be doing and diving too deep into stuff. My dog just burped. It's not a fun game to watch. Of course, the only good parts I didn't see is watch the Titans-Jets game was still on TV. But I'm still a fan, but man, there's no hope. If Ben doesn't get pulled, there's no hope. Our schedule just gets harder from here. We have the toughest schedule in the league, and we have one of the oldest quarterbacks. It's just, there's no hope. Ben needs to get pulled. They need to pull what Denver did to Peyton his last year. Pull him. Put in Osweiler. And once Osweiler starts doing shit, then put him back in. So they need to pull him, put Mason or Dwayne in. And if they start doing shit, and if you think Ben's the better option, put it back in. But I don't think he's the best option right now. The question shouldn't be is why aren't the Steelers pulling Ben right now? The question should be, do we think Dwayne and Mason are better than what we have with Ben right now? And I think the answer there is yes. There weren't many key things that happened in this game that really stuck out, except for a TJ Watt trip sack that they didn't call as a trip. Watt still had 2 sacks on the game, had a fumble recovery. Many people were blaming him, saying he's laid down since he's gotten paid. Come on. You're acting like, we're just going to pretend like he's not the only player on our team that's keeping our defense above average. Without him, we're below average, at best, an average defense. Yeah, great, you have Cam Hayward, but Cam gets back there because TJ Watt's getting double teamed. Cam's not getting back there now because Stephon Tuitt isn't there. If you have Tuitt back, Cam's going to feast, just like Tuitt will. But if TJ Watt isn't in the picture, that defense is not that good. Everybody was wondering where Minka's been at, but on that block field goal was nice, but still, other than that, he's gotten good tackles. He just hasn't had that big splash play I feel like he has every year. He almost had it in the Packers game, but he hasn't had it yet. They did a decent job at holding Devontae Adams. Randall Cobb, he was killing us. Third down plays, dude. Every pass went to him. Every pass went to Cobb on third down. He was slicing us up bad. It was insane. But what can you do? I had high hopes, but I shouldn't have. You go into Green Bay. You go into Lambeau Field to play Green Bay. But I don't know. I respect the hell out of Aaron Rodgers, so I guess, I don't know. On the flip side, it was nice to see him. I don't know. I would love for him to be a Steeler somehow, some way next year if they could get it to happen either on a 1 year or a 2 year or whatever. Somehow bring him into Pittsburgh, but you need to be. If you get Rodgers in free agency, you got to hit O-line in that draft. No questions asked. But we should have plenty of money to sign people. Rodgers needs, I don't know, O-line or Rodgers would like to be the first target. If Devontae Adams hits free agency and we let Juju go, Devontae would be a perfect replacement. I don't know if I see, at this point, I don't see Juju coming back, especially having offers from Baltimore and KC. But you never know. Juju's a hometown guy. He loves playing with Pittsburgh. He loves playing with the team. He's got a lot of relationships. He came back for that reason. But you never know. Obviously, Minka's a big guy. We got to get signed at the beginning of the season next year, but I'm not really too worried about that yet. I think we didn't pick up on Terrell Edmonds' 5th-year option, so he's got to be signed by the end of the year, I'm pretty sure. 2 big names on our practice squad, guys like Carl Joseph, Taco Charlton. Why haven't they been brought up yet? We protect them every week on our practice squad. Bring them up. Carl Joseph could be a definite addition to that defense, a huge asset. And Taco Charlton just adds depth at that already deep linebacking core. Outside linebackers with Melvin Ingram, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. And then you add Taco Charlton to that. 3 out of the 4 of those are first-round picks. But we can go ahead and look at next week's game. I know we go to Denver. Denver comes to us. Let me pull it up real quick. Oh, let me go over to some of the box scores. Ben was 26 for 40, 232 yards, 5.5, average 5.8 yards per throw, which not too bad. He had a QBR of fucking 43.7, sacked twice, threw 1 pick and 1 touchdown. Najee Harris had 15 carries for 62 yards, averaged 4.1 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. Finally got his first rushing touchdown in the NFL. Congratulations, Deuce. And a long of 11 yards. Benny Snell had 1 carry, got 0 yards. Does not surprise me. Rodgers, 20 for 36, 248 yards, 6.9 average, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, was sacked 3 times with a QBR of 49.1, but he had a rating of 95.6. Ben had a rating of 78.3. Down to the receivers. Deontay Johnson had 9 receptions, 92 yards, and an average of 10.2 and a touchdown. Longest was 45. James Washington had 4 receptions, 69 yards, average of 17.3, of a longest of 30 yards. Deontay Johnson had 13 targets. James Washington had 5. Johnson has the longest right now of not dropping the football out of span of games. Najee had 6 receptions, 29 yards, 44.8 average, and longest was 9 on 7 targets. Pat Freiermuth had 1 target, 1 reception for 11 yards. Juju had 2 receptions, 8 targets. Longest was 9 for 11 yards. Juju had 2 of those robbed from him. 2 touchdowns and 2 long passes that could result in those touchdowns. Robbed because Ben couldn't hit him. Ebron, 2 receptions on 2 targets. Nice. And then TJ Watt had a fumble recovery. Ben had a fumble loss. Minka led the team in tackles with 8. Cam Hayward at 8. Terrell Edmonds at 8. Joe Schobert had 8. Terrell Edmonds at 7. Devin Bush at 6. Hayden at 5. Smith at 5. Wormley at 4. Watt at 4. Arthur Mull at 4. Miles Killebrew at 2. Sorry, Arthur Mull had 3. Isaiah Buggs at 2. Melvin Ingram 1. And everybody else below him had 1. Isaiah Loudermilk had 0. Sorry about that. Average of 33 yards. I had a punt return for Ray McLeod. Okay, so Denver, coming off a loss against Baltimore, comes to Pittsburgh. Denver is averaging more points per game, more yards per game, and allowing less points for an opponents per game. October 10th, 1 p.m. game. 3-1 Denver takes on a 1-3 Pittsburgh. I definitely, even though we're playing terrible, I can see us winning this. It's definitely a winnable game against, it's a tough Denver team, but they're coming off a loss. We can definitely beat the Broncos. It's just, it depends on what Roethlisberger shows up. Is it going to, obviously we know what Roethlisberger's going to show up. He's been showing up every game, not being good. Sorry about that again. But it's definitely winnable. Okay, Aurora. I can definitely see us winning this game. I would love to win this game. My sister's a Broncos fan, so that would be great for Pittsburgh to pull this off. But if they played any way like they did against Green Bay at some points in the game, if they play like they did in the first quarter, then the first drive, they can win. Which reminds me, that's the first time in fuck if I remember how many games that we scored an opening drive touchdown. God, that just shows you how bad our offensive struggles have been. Hold on, I'm going to blow my nose. But yeah, sorry about that. But our struggles have been so bad. First opening drive touchdown in years, I'm pretty sure. But it'll definitely be an interesting game Sunday. Depending on if Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock plays, this game can go totally different ways. If Lock plays, I could see Pittsburgh winning. Honestly, I would bet. Never mind, I wouldn't bet money, especially how we've been playing. I would take Pittsburgh if Lock plays. If Bridgewater plays, I'd take Denver. But Denver's starting to, I guess, play real competition now, if you want to consider us real competition. And Baltimore, but I don't know. It's still early in the season, so I'm not too much in panic mode right now, but if we drop one more, then I'm going to be in panic mode. Because it gets super harder from here on out. if that's even a fucking word. But my prediction, if Locke plays, I think it's 16-10 Pittsburgh. If Bridgewater plays, 24-14 Denver. And I think Ben scores one touchdown in either or. And then whatever touchdown came in the other one is from Najee. Or the defense. Which one? But yeah. So it all depends on who Denver's got as starting quarterback. Let me see, actually, and see if there's any way. Wow. Oh, no. We opened up. Okay, I was going to say Denver. I thought it said we opened up. Yeah, status against Steelers unknown. It is unclear whether Broncos starting quarterback Teddy Bridgewater will practice this week or play. So. All right, I'm going to end this one early. My stuffy nose is probably aggravating the shit out of everybody watching, if whoever is watching. But, yeah, thank you guys for tuning out. It's been another episode of More Pittsburgh Please, and I'll see you guys next Sunday after the game. Talk to you guys then. Peace.